Good afternoon. My name is Małgorzata Piczek, and I would like to today share with you tips uh, in healthy eating habits, which will help you reaching your target of losing weight. Okay, very simple tips. I actually been funny enough. I was just writing them in the papers, and there are actually 13 little tips. Which I think if you're starting thinking about them, they will and starting implementing them in your diet, in your lifestyle, will actually make really, really big difference. Okay. So the first tip is just to make sure you are eating quite slowly, just to make sure you're full up. Uh, you are feeling full and you are allowing your brain to reach this kind of information that you don't need any more food. Just make sure you are starting training your brain with this kind of messages. Make sure your brain knows that you don't need any more food. Okay. Sometimes it's very difficult because if you're eating constantly without realizing this. It is difficult. It's just sometimes most of the time, people forget about the fact they are having a little place in their brain which is responsible for telling you to stop eat. So if you've been eating so much for so long and you kind of like forgot about the fact you have got this place in your brain which is supposed to tell you you are full and you shouldn't eat anymore. So I'm just here just to make sure you realize this. You do have little place in your brain which should tell you you shouldn't eat anymore. Okay, this is very important. When you are eating, you need to make sure you are having like a little breaks between, and you should think, um, should you really eat more? The thing what I actually found extraordinary helpful is the fact, when I'm preparing my meals, uh, I actually um, do make sure I put everything what I want to eat on the plate so I can see how much I have got actually on my plate, okay? Or if it's breakfast, if it's lunch, if it's supper, if it's tea, I just need to see how much I'm eating. So when you actually prepare everything on the front, you can see and you can say, oh, it's loads. And this the reason this was important, crucial point for me just to see I was eating so much because before I was kind of eating between a snacking kind of, but this kind of snacking being like triple amount of food which I was eating between the meals because I wasn't actually controlling this. So prepare your food, okay? Make sure you see how much you're going to eat for a particular meal. And choose the product which will require quite intensive chewing. It's very important because when you are eating food which require from you quite a lot of chewing, you are actually producing quite a lot of enzymes which will be responsible for actually digesting those kind of foods. So it is extraordinarily important, when you are. This is so important. Why, for example, eating fresh vegetables, crunchy vegetables, is so important, like carrots, celery. You are kind of actually burning the calories for those kind of vegetables during eating. So this is the thing. While when you are chewing certain things, you are actually burning calories as well. So think about your favorite food, or even when you are eating food, make sure you are chew this food properly. This is very, very simple tips. Those tips are very simple, but they are going just to make incredible difference in your eating habits. Okay. Make sure you don't drink after eating straight away. Okay. The reason is there is the reasoning behind this is very simple. When you, for example, had a meal like breakfast, um, you you had a meal, all the food went to your stomach. So your stomach is actually producing enzymes, which will digest the food. When you actually straight after breakfast drink glass of water, or like most of the people drink coffee, this is kind of like you are diluting those kind of enzymes in your body by half. So this food which you do have in your body will actually stay twice longer in order to be proper digest. Okay. Okay, think about it. When you are eating, make sure you are putting cutlery on the table. Okay, this is quite funny because when you are learning this, it's important. This is the beauty of, or I can say, art of eating. Okay. I call it like this because when you're actually eating food, you should, you are eating, and you're chewing, and you're putting the cutlery on the table between, and you'll be surprised because sometimes you're thinking, you know what, I actually don't want to eat this anymore. But actually, when you are eating constantly, you don't allow your brain to think in this way, and this is very important between the meals. When you are eating, actually, make sure you try to put the cutlery on the table, okay? And see what's going to happen with you, because I was really surprised when I started doing this. I actually, I didn't want to eat all these meals. I didn't want to finish all these meals, and most of the time I left like 3/4 food, or which I was really quite surprised, because those tips for me been extraordinarily important because I was eating a huge amount of food. And even like for people who are eating quite unhealthy, it's very important as well. Very important. I think those tips are very important for everybody to learn the good, healthy eating habits. They're crucial. Um, when you, for example, I've got habit of eating starter, first course, second course, and pudding. Make sure you do actually have those little breaks between. Sometimes when you go to a restaurant, just go and have a little stretch. Make sure, when you go to restaurants, when you have got the Sweden table and you can go and just put, massive amount of food on your plate. Make sure you don't do it. I actually tested myself a few months ago. It was embarrassing, It was embarrassing, so embarrassing. Always when I was going to Chinese buffet, I was just, I was just going and just, taking one plate, second, third, fourth, fifth plate. I was eating and eating, and everybody had been looking at me, staring at me, how much I can eat. And to be perfectly honest, I could eat and eat and eat, and I just loved eating food. So actually, 2 weeks ago, I really shocked myself because I went to the same Chinese buffet, and I think that the waitresses there were shocked as well because I actually went there, had few bits and bobs on one plate, and this was it. This was it. I learn. I actually teach my body to stop eating when I don't need. Okay, I actually teach my body to eat only when I need, and it is like 80% of the food now. I probably, comparing to amount of food which I used to eat before, now is probably 1/4, which I'm so proud. Which I'm so proud. Uh, you should stop eating your food. Uh, Even, for example, you have got plate of, for example, breakfast. You have got a bowl of porridge, and you prepare yourself with a toast. But normally you've been eating like 2 bowls of porridge, or you've been normally eating 5 slices of toast with everything. Just start introducing yourself to eat like a bowl of porridge, a slice of toast, and stop eating after this. Don't tempt yourself to actually eat more, alright? And this is very, very important. Even when you just don't feel like your brain reacted and is telling you your full up part of your part of brain which is responsible to tell you are full up is still not working. Just forget about it. You just need to teach your body new way of eating, okay? And this will take time, but those little steps will definitely help you, okay? Uh, when you just when you are eating, make sure you do have uh, times, specific times, and when you are eating your food, it's very important. So when you don't for example, if you don't have a rules about eating in your life, like, you are eating very without any plans, like you are eating 3 times breakfast, you are eating in total like 12 meals, 12 meals during the day. And it's funny because if you're starting actually, when you're listening to this, probably thinking, oh, this is crazy. No, but when you're starting actually writing on the paper, how many times you are eating, or how many times you are snacking, you kind of realize you're probably eating like 20, you are actually attempting to eat maybe 20 times a day. So what I learned, even I do work night shifts. When I work night shift, it's a little bit different. It's very difficult actually to have this, body clock working properly. But what I learned, I try to eat, tea around 6 o'clock before I go to work. I eat one meal at work, like probably after midnight. It's quite light, some kind of a salad or something which I do like. And most of the time, I do prepare myself like second serving of food which I had for tea. Which is definitely very healthy stuff. And I drink loads of water and tea between. And later, I don't have a breakfast. When I come back home, I generally don't have a breakfast. I don't like to eat breakfast, before I go to bed after night shift. So this is the thing what I found, which is actually working for me very well. So, but when I'm not working, actually, I do have like breakfast, which is around set up around 10 o'clock when I drop my kids to school, and later very late light lunch, around kind of 2 o'clock, and tea around 4 5 o'clock with my kids, or 6 the latest. And I actually stopped snacking between, and this is actually making incredible difference for me. And I would urge you actually to do it. I would urge you to do it because this will transform the amount of food you are eating. And when you are putting food on your plate, make sure you are putting the whole amount, the whole quantity of the food which you are going to eat, and make sure you don't you don't put too much. Okay, what I did. The funny thing what I did over my meals as well, I had big enormous plates, for serving. Oh my god, no. And I swapped them. I swapped them to regular size of plates, okay. And when I'm actually preparing my meal, I make sure they look nice and aesthetic. I don't put huge portions on my plate anymore, and it's just brilliant. It's just so nice, and it's actually making the whole entire eating process such an enjoyable experience. And make sure when you are eating, when you are, for example, finished eating your lunch or your supper or your tea, and you have got like leftovers, and is there a few slices of chicken left, or a few quarters of roast potatoes, or and stuff like this, and you just I will grab this, It's gonna be like a thing which you can eat, for example, before you 2 hours later or stuff like this. But please stop eating, leftovers, stop eating and adding some more food. When you finish eat your supper, just finish, okay? Just put the dishes on the side and officially stop eating, okay? Give your body a break. Our bodies are incredible, but we need to start actually looking after our bodies, because my body was exhausted. My body was completely exhausted with the amount of food what I was eating. So the next thing which you need to look at, think is just to make sure to actually trick your body a little bit. For example, you are very hungry, and you are just starving, and you're just thinking you're just going to eat the whole horse, just drink glass of water, okay? Drink glass of water, and this will actually give your body a little bit signal. My stomach is a little bit full, at the moment, full of water, still water, not not no fizzy drink, or not no sweet drinks, just glass of water, and this will help, okay. when you just want to snack, or and you think you're really like you can't sometimes, in the beginning it's very difficult to just stick with all of the tips. So I would advise you just to choose, very healthy snacks like carrots, like celery, um, like something which you really like, with hummus even. It's very, very nice and nutritious, and it's a chewy thing, and this will give you the energy boost. Okay, this will stop you from feeling hungry, and eating and eating. When actually you're doing your shopping, make sure you don't do your shopping when you are hungry, okay? Because when you are doing shopping when you are hungry, you'll end up with things like you wouldn't normally buy, because those kind of foods which you are doing with those kind of things which you are buying during hungry shopping, that are the kind of food which you normally don't have in your shopping. For example, I remember, I could go to shop, and buy, a bag of biscuits, bag of sweets, because I wanted some quick sugar into my body. But now I don't do stuff like this. No, I actually do shopping when I'm not hungry, because I'm thinking what I'm buying. I'm making sure, the food what I'm buying is good for me, is good for my kids, and I don't buy crap food. Okay, fast food. And this is so important. Those little tips, funny enough, maybe they're very, very simple. Maybe some people will thinking they're silly, but they're incredibly important and powerful in terms of actually teaching your body to listen to you. Okay, when you're actually applying those little strategies every day, you'll be surprised, how your body very quickly will learn some new strategies, and you'll be surprised, how quickly you will be able to control your naughty body, and you will have like a little friend, the best friend in your own body, in order to succeed in terms of reaching your goal of losing weight and be happy. Okay, because for me now, food is my best friend. I am not scared about the fact that I'm going to eat and not stop. I am just so happy because I control this. I got back my control in terms of eating, and it's actually enjoyable, beautiful experience when you can actually go and eat meal to restaurant, or just eat even single meal at home, and you just know when you can say stop. Okay, this is beautiful. So I call this art of eating beautifully. I call this, art of eating, and I think it's just beautiful. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you learned something. I hope this will help you. And if you have got any questions, or comments, I'm more than happy to share my expertise and my knowledge. Okay, thank you so much. God bless and take care. Bye bye.